Hey, Lisa here from kuchikuchiku.com. Today we are talking about bobbins, specifically how to wind a bobbin. I'm going to show you two different sewing machines. First my Elna Lotus, and then also the Singer Simple, which I borrowed from my sister-in-law. Let's start with the Singer because that's a more typical setup. Okay, I'm using this black Gutermann sew-all thread. What you do is you stick it on the spool holder, which is back here, and put on the cap here if you have it. That helps keep the spool in place. Then start pulling the thread around here. First it snaps into there, then it has to go around this little thing towards the bobbin winder. See how I'm holding this like dental floss kind of? It slips in through those, between those discs. Then I pull it over here. Now what I do is I like to start winding it by hand onto the bobbin. I find that way, whoops, I avoid it slipping out of the little hole. So notice here there's a little hole in the bobbin. You have to stick the end of the thread through it like this, and then I just wind it around by hand a few times. Then I switch hands so that I can get it over here. See how I have two separate parts where it's wound up? That kind of helps hold the end in place. Okay, look how I have the thread that it goes around the top. I slip it into place. See, it goes around like that. Because that's the way it turns, so you need to make sure the thread is over there. Turn on your sewing machine if you haven't yet. Then you have to push this over like that. Then just press the pedal and it starts winding. Here you can see that the bobbin is getting almost filled up. It starts even slowing down a little bit, so I'm going to stop. Then pull the bobbin back over to the left and pull it off the top like that. And get your scissors, just a sec. Okay. And cut off the thread. And there you have your bobbin all ready to insert in the machine. Now I'll show you on my Elna Lotus, which is set up much differently from most other machines. First you got to pop up the spool holder over there on the left, put in your thread, pop it through. I also have a cap here to hold the thread, the spool in place. Pop it down, then you push over that little hook there, put the thread through there, hook it through this little spiral, then you pull this part up. This is only for winding the bobbin. Pop it through there, over to the right, and then over to the left. Then, like I showed you before, I like to always put the end of the thread into the hole of the bobbin and start winding by hand. Now notice what I do. Whoops, I'm having a little trouble getting it in here because I'm looking through the video camera. Okay, once I get it in to the little hole, I put my forefinger, my left forefinger, on top of the thread to hold it in that hole, and I just start winding around a few times with my right hand. Then I switch hands and I do it with my left hand. That way, like I showed you before, it does it in two separate parts. Now bring it over towards here where the bobbin winder is and pop it in. Remember, the thread goes around the top there. Oops, let me turn on the machine. There we go. And push the bobbin over to the right. You can see that the little symbol is there. Then I'm going to push the start-stop button. I'm going to reduce the speed here because it's going a little too fast. And then it'll just wind on its own. Here's a close-up. You can see it's finishing up and it's starting to go a little slowly. So let me just stop it. And again, I pull over the bobbin to the left and pull it off of the winder. And then with my scissors, cut the thread. And there I have my bobbin all set. Once you have a bobbin that matches your thread, it's a good idea to keep them together so they don't get mixed up. I like to use these little pins. You can also use a bobby pin, but I like these more. Basically, you just squeeze it and pop it through the bobbin. And then you poke right through this hole of the spool, pop it in, and then they are together all the time and they won't get separated. Now watch my videos on how to insert a bobbin and how to thread a sewing machine. That way you can get started with awesome sewing projects. See you soon.